Hey, it's DocHoliday, and wanted to show a little bit of the new skirmishes. This is actually the Icy Crevasse. This is coming out with Update 3, Lost Legends of Eriador, which hits North America the 23rd of May, and the EU probably shortly after June 1st. They do their whole global transition thing. But so this is takes place in 4HL, and essentially this is the Agmarians are trying to lead an attack that's going to attempt to freeze Lake Ivenden, which many people would be happy about since you have to swim across that stupid thing so many times. But anyway, this is I'm shooting this for my captain, and I just kind of wanted to show some other things and some of my other characters. And this one actually, a combination of things in this this sequence here. First off, this skirmish actually is pretty challenging. I've run this a couple of times, and it does keep you on your toes, and it does prove to be one of the more challenging skirmishes that I've run. Also, my captain right now, this is a transfer from a little bit ago, so he's actually not geared all that well. So I noticed a lot of my combat power regen was pretty low and some other things like that. So not to make an excuse, but that's just why it's a little bit more, a few more close calls than I would have liked. So that first case there, that was just one of the pulls, or one of the counterattacks up to the flashpoint that I captured. And this is one of the encounters. And there's a couple of different encounters that you'll see in this one. And this here is this worm they end up fighting. And nothing too different about him, although the biggest thing you have to worry about here is positioning. And you'll notice at the end of this, I ended up not fighting him in a very good location, and that caused some bad things to happen. So a couple things about how I'm traded. I am actually traded full down the lead the chart, or the yellow line for captains, which what that does is it allows me to share my Shield Brother buffs across the entire group, which includes me. So I'm not doing as much damage as I could be doing, but actually it gives me a lot more flexibility, and also provides a lot more healing and damage buffs. So that's kind of why I do it. It's actually what I run with in groups, and this gives me the opportunity to run that in content. And as you saw at the end of there, I got that lieutenant and his ads at the very end of that. I ended up dying, so I just cut that part out because it just went very badly very quickly. This is second encounter. This one's kind of fun. This is a Drake. So this is a Fire Drake, and he's actually isn't too bad. Now you'll notice a couple things here. One is that I'm standing on this little vent thing, and those are throughout the Icy Crevasse. And essentially what happens is, as you go through the instance, there is a tiered effect. So every capture point that you go through and flip to your side, you tier up that effect another tier. And essentially each time you do it, it's an extra 10% of damage that everyone takes. So you take it as well as everyone else. And then standing on this hot steam, and you'll notice there's a little buff there, it basically counteracts that. And essentially you don't do as much damage, but you don't take as much hits as well. So whenever you're fighting, if you can stand on the hot steam, it makes things a lot easier, especially if there's lots of mobs around. Because if you're just not on that steam and you're surrounded by a lot of people, you'll go down really quickly because things start to hit really, really hard. So a couple things here. You'll notice I'm using a lot of my self heals. I have Muster Courage traded to go ahead and do a heal over time. I'm using Inspire to give a little heal over time. Heals both my Skirmish Shoulder, who's now my Shield Brother, as well as a small heal for myself. You'll notice that I'm also pretty liberal with taking potions. It's just something that I do just to keep things, try and help out as best as I can. So this is actually the final boss fight, and this one's pretty challenging. And you'll notice I have my my little Benny Hill moment here at the end. But essentially, I have this final Agmarian and this mammoth. And first he sends off his mammoth at you, so you have to go ahead and burn him down. And go ahead and bring him. He doesn't really do a whole lot of different attacks, so I started off to grab the aggro, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop back here onto this hot steam. So there's a couple different areas of hot steam that you can go ahead and do. This is a pretty lengthy fight, so I actually go through and reapply buffs quite a bit as we go through. Want to touch on, since I have a minute here, not as much going on, talk about my user interface. As if you've seen any of my other videos, you notice I use a lot of plugins. And in this case, the center area there with my morale and power bars are Palantir. This here is a scripted switch where after you beat down the mammoth enough, you go ahead and you have to deal with the Angmarium. So now he comes back out, gives you a little bit of chance to go ahead and regroup, but he has this thing where he drops this green area of effect down on the ground. And essentially what this green thing does, and I actually have a mouse over here at some point, but essentially what it does is whenever you're standing on that, you have a chance of any damage that you do will actually heal your target. So long story short, you don't want to be standing in it because it's going to be bad. So whenever he drops that, you just want to go ahead and move out of that effect to go ahead and make sure you don't inadvertently heal him. And you'll see there's the, I was trying to mouse over, but I moved too quickly. But, you just want to make sure you move out of that. I'm still trying to stay within that hot steam, but keeping me out of the green gunk there. So back to the user interface, you'll notice talking about Palantir, I'm also using Buffbars. So that's what allows me to show the different buffs. There's that specific one for the green goo there. So again, using Buffbars, so that allows it's better, just highlighting of what buffs and effects you have on you. It's really handy for buffing classes. So certainly captains, I actually like it on my minstrel too, because it really helps you understand when things are expiring. It's just a great way of being able to see that and understand when you need to refresh things, when you need to recycle your buffs, especially for things that are on short, 15, 20 second hots, things like that. You can really get a better understanding of how those things are, and that's one of the nice things that I really appreciate about this particular plugin. And the other one I'm using is the MouseCursor Highlighter, and that's the big circle there in the middle of the screen. That's my mouse cursor, and essentially it just makes it much more easier to find your mouse. At times I lose it. I don't find it, so I usually will go ahead and make sure it allows me. It's completely customizable, such that it's only on when you're in combat, different colors and things like that. So I really like it because it allows you to quickly find and be able to switch in and out and be able to better find those skills that you don't use all the time. So in this case, what I'm doing here is I'm switching banners, pretty low on power and not taking as much damage at this point. So go ahead and kind of sacrificing morale for power. So went ahead and dropped down my power banner, and actually going to go ahead and refresh my potions there to go ahead and use a morale pot and a power pot again, just to try and go ahead and do that. Now this time, this is another scripted portion of the fight where now having one guy wasn't bad enough. Now we've got two, so now we've got both of them on me. So really, it's a matter of trying to burn down them as quickly as possible, such that you get one down and you're only fighting one of these guys. So you really want to focus all your efforts on one of the particular ones. I went for the Angmarium to go ahead and get him down, and go through and hopefully make that as quick as possible. I'm actually preparing here to go ahead and use Last Stand. Went ahead and used it. I probably was going to go down if I didn't use it, so this kind of saved me a little bit there, just to give myself a breather. This is another case where Buffbars really comes in handy, as I can now see exactly when Last Stand is going to come off, and when I need to be conscious and be careful. So was able to go ahead and get him down. I still have a second or two on Last Stand. That gives me a heal, and then I was able to pop off Rallying Cry to give me another heal. So I go ahead and put my mark down, the heal return mark on the Mammoth. And now, I joked earlier about the whole Benny Hill comment. I'm going to do a little kiting. So really is just to try and regroup a little bit. Since the Mammoth is at such low health, he actually doesn't run as fast. And in addition to that, my Sage has a root ability, so he's actually got him rooted. And I used my speed buff, that little horn was, just to try and give myself a little bit of a bonus there to get away. And I'm comfortable with the 1200 morale that I have left, since I know I can see exactly how much longer I have for my cooldowns for my morale and power pots. So I'm just going to kind of fight through this, and as soon as I can pop those off. That gives me enough morale and power such that I can go ahead and finish this guy off and finish this instance. So this was, again, one of the newer instances that's available, and a lot of fun, definitely challenging, so looking forward to this content when it launches.